Welcome to another session in Math Mike. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The session. So again, our lesson for this morning is 3.5 or lesson 3.5, and that is tangent, seconds, and segments. To be guided with our session this morning, okay, here are the following topics that we'll be talking. We have the different theorems. Okay, we have the theorems involving seconds, tangents, and segments, and we will be having a solving. Okay, we will be solving involving secant, tangent, and segments. And also we'll be talking about different theorems involving tangent, seconds, and segments. So yun, tatlo lang. Tatlo lang yung main target natin this morning. Okay, so let's start with the first theorem. Theorem 3.8 talks about segments of chord theorem. So when we say segments of chord theorem, now this item here talks about if two chord intersect in the interior of the circle, then the product, when we say product, that is the answer of the multiplication, okay, of the measure of the segments of the chords are equal. So from the given illustration, if the measurement of OA is multiplied to OB, that is equivalent to DO and OC. Okay, so that is theorem 3.8. Okay, next, 3.9. When we say 3.9, this is a second tangent theorem, second segment theorem. If two seconds intersect of the exterior, when we say exterior, may lumabas yung line natin and it intersect at exactly one point. Ayun, ito yung intersection point. That is continuous, di ba? Because that is secant. Now, if that intersect, then the product of the measure of 1 second segment and the external second segment, so therefore this is the internal segment and this is the external segment. Okay? Now, is equal to the product of the measure of the other second segment of its external and the second segment. Okay? So, dalawa yung pinag-usapan natin na segments dito. Okay, the whole segment, okay, the whole segment and the exterior. So when we see the whole, pasok na yung interior. Okay, dun. And the exterior is eto lang. Eto lang na part. Okay, so from the given example here, we have AB. If you multiply that one to AC, therefore that is equivalent or proportion to AD times AE. 3.10. Okay, so if we have 3.10, now observing, para the same siya sa 3.9. But the problem is we connect a radius. Ayan. Diba? If you observe, we created radius here. Now, if that is the case, in 3.10 on a plane, a line is tangent. This is the line, tangent, to a circle. And if and only if it is perpendicular to the radius. So therefore, this is the perpendicular measurement. Okay, and that may also be represented as 90 degrees. So, the perpendicular to the radius drawn to the point of tangency. Okay, next. Ayan. If two segments from the same exterior points are tangent to a circle, then the segments are congruent. Now, if you observe, those following items here that we apply are tangents. Okay, that are tangent line because again, we give a definition going back to our past topic. Okay, if we extend that one, so we hit, okay, assuming it hits 1 point. Okay, I cannot place exactly talaga because again, mahirap mag-drawing. Okay, now, ayan. So, these two tangent lines, according to the statement, are segments, okay, of the circle. Now, if you observe from the example, AB, and BD are directly congruent to one another. And lastly is 3.12. Okay, so if you observe 3.12, it only nag-stop lang siya. Ayan. At specific point. Okay? It stopped on a specific point. Now, if this is the case, this is 3.12. So if you are looking for this side here, eto, this side, and the whole side of the item, we can solve, okay, that side there. So, paano, sir? Eto. If a tangent and a secant intersect the exterior of a circle, okay, at the exterior of the circle, then the square, okay, the square of the measure, when we say squared, power of 2. Ayan, power of 2 siya. Of tangent is equal to the product of the measure of the secant and its external, okay, secant. Now, if you observe here, if this is missing, ayan, all you need to do, based on the given statement, the measurement of this line here is equivalent to the squared. Ito. Ayan. The squared of the product of this line here, line segment here, and the whole secant. Ayan. All you need to do is multiply that item there. So, I will be giving you possibly apat na examples. Mga items. Ayan. For example, this one. Now, if you will check, uh, we have, okay, theorem that applies this one. And this is 3 point, if you go back, 3.9. Okay, this is 3.9. Ayan, 3.9. Because yung 3.8 naka-cross siya, di ba? Naka-cross. Pero eto, labas yung item ninyo or secant ninyo. Now, with this case here, all we need to do is just apply the theorem 3.9. So, according to the statement, E, A, under 3.9, di ba? According to the statement of 3.9, we'll get the whole of the secant, ED. Ayan, ED. Which that is equivalent to EC, okay, times EB. Ayan, EB. Now, how to get the ED? All you need to do, to do is add, di ba? Add the whole item. So therefore, AE, we have value of AE, which is 3, times ED. If you add 3 and 9, the result is 12. Okay. Then we'll proceed to EC. Okay, for EC is X, that is X. Then for EB, if we add, so we have X plus 5. Ayan. Okay, then combine, di ba? Combine. Let us combine. So we have 36, that would be equivalent. Eto, distribute. So X times X, then X times 5 results to X squared and plus, okay, 5X. Ayan. Then make it in standard form equation. So we have X squared plus 5x, okay, minus 36 equivalent to 0. Now, we will look for the value of x because, again, our target here is the value of EC. Okay, what is the value of EC? Take note, there is no negative x value here. So, bawal siya negative. Because if you observe, we have power of 2. So, expected, we have 2 value of x. Now, I told you from the start that under algebra, you must have basic, anong tawag nito? Basic information about factoring para mas mabilis. Okay, now I give you, if I go back in polynomials, I give you my way in getting the factor of this one. So, first thing is to factor x times x. Ayan, so ilalagay ninyo dito ngayon, x, di ba? Tsaka x. Ito yung pag-factor ko sa ganito na polynomial. Then, think of a number, di ba? Possible factor of 36, which the factor, if you get the difference or the sum, the result is 5. Ayun. So, I will think now of the possible factor of 36. So, we can have the factor of 36, 1 times negative 36. Diba? Negative 1 times positive 36. So, can we have it 2? Pwede ba siya 2? Okay. Sige daw, try. Okay. Yes, pwede siya 2. Okay. 2 times negative 18. Okay. The negative 2 times 18. I will get all the possible para mas madali. Then we have 3. Okay. Times negative 12. We can also have negative 3 times 12. Okay. We can have also 4. Pwede pa siya 4. Okay. 4 times negative 9. Then negative 4 times 9. Ayan. So 5. Okay. 6. Pwede siya 6. Negative 6 times 6. Ayan. Ayan lang. Okay. Yan lang yung mga possible. Now, I told you that if they are the same term, so you can add. Pero pag unlike term, so that is subtraction. If you observe, eto unlike term. Now you can subtract. So the result here is negative 35. So dili na siya. Okay, the item is not. Same here, di ba? If you subtract 1 to 36, the result is 35. So the result is not. Because our target is the positive 5. Di ba? Positive 5 yung target natin. Now, next. Okay, how about 2 and 18? No. Okay. How about negative 2 and 18? No. Okay. How about 3 and negative 12? If you subtract that one, result is negative 9, so no. Okay, eto positive 9, no. This item, eto closer na siya. Okay, so we have negative 5, positive 5 dun sa middle natin. Okay, not. How about this one? Negative 4 and 9. Okay, good. This is the correct factor. Okay, that is the correct factor. Now, you will be placing now. Okay, it depends to you. Saan nyo ilalagay dyan? Okay, the same lang yan. Okay, so therefore, this is now the correct factor. Now, what is our correct x value? Because dalawa yung x natin. If we convert that one into 0, okay, equate that one into 0. So, our x here is equivalent to positive 4. Our x here is equivalent to negative 9. Take note, our x value is always positive on the item here. So, therefore, on example number 1, our x is 4. Okay? Okay, let's proceed to example number 2. Now, for example number 2, based on the illustration, we have 16 for line segment DA. For line segment AC, that is 12. For line segment DB is X, and we don't have any value for BC. Take note that the length of AC is equivalent to BC based on the definition itself that they are congruent because they are radius. So therefore, we have 12 units for BC. Or the use of the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, 3.10. Okay, we can use 3.10 on this item. So therefore, let's start solving the item using the c squared equivalent to a squared plus b squared. Now, to solve this item, let us first identify where is the c, where is the a, and where is the b. Based on the given illustration, opposite of your hypotenuse is the right angle. So therefore, that is your c, as always defined as a hypotenuse. So therefore, chord DC is our C. And for our side A, it's either we have the DA or AC. So for me, I will be placing here as the DA. And lastly, for B is for AC squared. Then all we need to do is substitute the item. For DC, if you observe, we'll be only adding the value of DB and BC. So we have x plus 12 raised to the power of 2. And that would be equivalent to our dA, which is 16 squared, plus our AC, which is 12 squared. Then all we need to do is operate. So from the square binomial, the result of that one is equivalent to x squared plus 24x plus 144. And for the other side, if we have the 16 squared, it results to 256 added to 144. Then operate if we have operation to be done. So if you observe, we have the same numbers here. We have 256 and 144. All you need to do is add two item results to 400. Then create now a standard form of a polynomial. So the result would be x squared plus 24x plus 44 minus 400. And that would be equivalent to 0. Then we can combine like terms. If we subtract that one, results to x squared plus 24x minus 240, 256. Okay, correction on that. That is 256. Okay, that would be equivalent to 0. Now we will get now the factor of this item. So if we will get the factor now, so the possible factor of that one is x minus 8 times x plus 32. That would be equivalent to 0. Take note, always get the positive. So therefore, if you equate that one into 0, so therefore x equivalent to 8 and x equivalent to negative 32. So therefore, our final answer for this item is equivalent to 8. So x value here is equivalent to 8. Okay. So let's proceed to example number 3. Ito, madali lang to, okay? Because this is 3.8. For that 3.8, all you need to do is get the product. Diba? Then eliminate, then done. So we can use on this item 3.8. Okay, I will change the color of the pen. 3.8. So we have the line segment BE. If you get the product of line segment ED is equivalent to line segment AE, which if you multiply that one, it results to CE. Okay. Now we will try now to multiply. So we have 2 times x equivalent to 3 times 6. Then if you multiply now, the result is 2x equivalent to 18. Then eliminate 2. Okay. And the result is 9. Okay. So the value of x is 9. So that's it. Okay, let's proceed to number 4. So based on the given item here, this number 4 problem, we can use the 3.12 as our solution. Now, based on 3.12, we have line segment BA squared, and that would be equivalent to the length of BD multiplied it to the length of BC. Okay, if we will substitute, the value would be 20 raised to the power of 2. That would be equivalent to x times, take note, we will be adding the BD and DC in order that we'll be having the length of BC. So therefore, the result is 2x plus 8. then directly operate now. Okay, so operate the item results to 400 equivalent to 2x squared. Then for x and 8, the result would be 8x. Then create that one into standard form, results to 2x squared plus 8x minus 400. And that would be equivalent to 0. Take note that we can simplify this one into lowest term. And we can divide that one into 2 in order that the problem will be more easier to solve. So the result would be x squared plus 4x minus 200. Okay, so that's it. This is now our standard equation. Now, if you will be getting the factor of that one, the item cannot be directly, di siya makukunan ng whole number, okay, na item. But we can get another way, using quadratic formula. We can get a value of this item using quadratic formula. In the formula, if we go back to our basic algebra, we have x equivalent to negative b plus and minus, okay, the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so that is now our quadratic formula. This is the last option that we can identify the values of x. So we have two values of x from the given polynomial, x squared plus 4x minus 200. All we need to do is identify the a, b, c. Now for the a, okay, if you observe, our a here is 1 because that is the highest degree. The b is the next, okay, followed by the highest, which is the 4. And lastly, for the c, that is negative 200. Then all you need to do is substitute. Okay, substitution on all the elements from our given quadratic formula. Okay, results to, okay, if you uh, if you substitute now, okay, it results to q1. Okay, substitute for b, that is 4. So negative 4 plus and minus, okay, square root of b. Our b is still 4. Okay, 4 squared results minus 4 times a is 1, then c is negative 200. Okay, then all over 2 times the value of a, which is 1. Okay, so that's it. Then we'll now try to operate. Okay, operate the item here. So if we operate now, it results to negative. I will be placing the solution, okay, on this item dito sa itaas kasi yun, we have a space here. And 4 squared is 16. Okay, minus, I will get all the item here. Okay, get na lang. Just multiply that one. Okay, so the result is positive 800. Okay, all over 2. Okay, then let us now operate the radicand. Okay, and that is equivalent to 816 all over 2. Okay, so these are now our values of x, but we can get its decimal value. Okay, so we can have it as x equivalent to negative 4 plus square root of 816 all over 2, and x equivalent to negative 4 minus square root of 816 all over 2. So we have two values of x. Now we will now get its simplified answer to a decimal point. So the result would be, let us start using the positive. Okay, positive muna. And then all over 2. Okay, so negative 4. Let's get the decimal values of 816. Okay, so that is 28. Okay, point. Okay, just copy first all the values. 5, 6. Okay, 5, 7, 1, 3, 7, 1. Okay, all over 2. Okay, that would be equivalent now. I will be creating another space on this item later. Okay, so we'll be subtracting that one by 4 and divide it by 2. The result is 12.28. Okay. Now, that is for the first x value. Okay, for the second, if you will substitute the value of x, okay, observing, we have, I will use the space here. X equivalent to negative 4 minus square root of 816 all over 2. If you observe, uh, directly, our result here is, yun na nga, it will result to the negative. Okay, which the item is not applicable in our solution. So therefore, if our final answer here is 12.28 as the value.